When you talk about the ages of the victims when the conduct occurred, it's shocking. 25 of the 120 individuals who are plaintiffs in these cases were minors at the time.
You want to know why there's no vindication for me? Because for 4 years, I've been screaming, not just Diddy, but Diddy and Jay-Z are monsters. And the victim-making machine kept going on.
Jay-Z has been notable by his silence since these charges were brought against Diddy. Why do you think that is?
Because that's what he does. He starts little fires everywhere.
You know what I'm saying? But everybody ain't great. And this Jay-Z is great. And that 444 album is great. And if you don't listen to it, you're doing yourself a disservice. But especially to the black man. If you don't get that, you need that like you need the Bible and the Quran.
Jaguar No for being outspoken about the music industry secrets made headlines again during her recent appearance on the Pier Morgan show. She claimed that Jay-Z is just as involved in the industry's shady dealings as Diddy and suggested that he should be held accountable next.
Look at this footage inside one of Diddy's parties where feds now allege that multiple illegal activities including trafficking potentially with underage girls took place. Diddy, as you know, is currently sitting in prison. A lot of people around him are about to be there soon as well. There's Kim Kardashian and Kanye West as well as multiple other Kardashians at one of Diddy's parties that are in his Beverly Hills mansion in this footage caught there. A lot of people, by the way, caught in that video as well. Kim Kardashian's lawyer, by the way, is now acting super defensive. He says that she hit him with a cease and desist after I posted a video where someone suggested that she might be under FBI investigation for blackmail, drugging men, and possibly being involved in the infamous Diddy tapes. Their threats and intimidation are pointless. Nothing can stop what's about to unfold. Let me be clear, if I suddenly go silent, I'm not suicidal. I've now become a target of Balenciaga's most powerful partner, and he put a picture there of the cease and desist letter as well as showing who the lawyer is. You can see her right there. Her name is Christina Davis. She's currently working overtime to try to stop people from talking about this. That's not a good look. Here's one of the posts, by the way, that people are getting censored for talking about. This guy goes into detail about why he believes that they are about to get caught up in this. All of these celebrities are terrified that they're about to be the next ones to be put in prison. Take a look here. You can see more footage that shows Kim and Kanye at the party, which, by the way, is not just as innocent as it may look in some of these videos. Take a look at this.
And I mentioned it to the audience. All those bedrooms connect to this balcony that leads you to the backyard, right?
Yes, with picture frame windows.
No, I told the audience that this home has been recently remodeled.
And all of the bedrooms on the bottom row there are connected out to the backyard. What do you think they do in those bedrooms? I'll give you a couple guesses. It's pretty obvious considering the charges that are currently levied against Diddy, the charges that will likely send him to prison for the rest of his life, or at least for a very long time. These are very serious charges. We are talking about someone who may be a billionaire, but still he is not above the law. At least he isn't anymore. He has been for a long time. And all of these people who think they are above the law, who thought they could get away with it, are about to potentially see the full force of the law used against them. And that's why they're sending these cease and desist letters. That's why they're terrified.
They can't control you. They can't. They try to suppress you, but that's how they try to categorize.
They can't control me. You get what I'm saying? They can control Shaq. They can control Charles Barkley. They can control LeBron James. They can control Jay-Z and Beyonce.
But not you, man.
But they can't control me. You see, it ain't no name I won't name. Exactly. It's up.
Not you.
I ain't taking no slice from nobody. It's God. That's the only person that I serve. My mom ain't here. My mama was sacrificed.
Me too.
You understand?
Yeah, I'm Christian.
Michael Jordan, what about him? His daddy, right? Bill Cosby, his son, right? Dr. Dre, his son. You know, out in Hollywood, a lot of people come up missing. Feels like it might be a lot of that in order to control, traumatize. They want to monetize and traumatize. And God loved me. You understand? They hit me. Gap, Adidas, all that away. Still, Forbes, who hate me, right, had the right net worth 400 million. Jesus is king. God loved me.
That's more important than keeping it alive.
That's the thing. Y'all can't send none of y'all Meek Mills, y'all Puppies, y'all Lil Boozies, none of these names. None of these people. I never killed nobody, right? I'm the pussy that never killed nobody, right? but that means I can say whatever I want and not go to jail.
It's 2020, y'all. And it's different than when it was 2016. You know, the game has been elevated. As we can tell, there's no expense being spared. We had a black billionaire's lunch.
Okay, fun fact a lot of people don't know. That cheesecake we went and got was for Beyonce. She was upstairs the whole time. What we was talking about again? Hold on. Yeah, that's a fun fact people don't know. People like, y'all walked and got a cheesecake. It was for Beyonce. I'll do it again. But yeah, because at first he was like, I want some cheesecake. But we took all night to do the process, right? So when we got back, it was like 4 or 5 in the morning. And me and Dallon got back first. Let me tell you how green these niggas is. So I'm the type of nigga. I listen to everything you say as if it's a contract. So if you say, walk to the store, or walk to get me some cheesecake, I'll walk to get you some cheesecake, but I'm not walking back. And that's just what me and Dallon did. And they like, why y'all, you know, they hot. Like, y'all cheating. And we like, he told us to walk. He didn't tell us to walk back. So we already in the hotel like 3 hours before they got there. When they said they was coming, we went and met them in front of the building. And you know the first thing that said out of his mouth? He said, we got the cheesecake. He was like, I want that upstairs.
At the same time, P. Diddy is facing serious trouble with an overwhelming 120 allegations suddenly surfacing against him.
You want to know why there's no vindication for me? Because for 4 years, I've been screaming, not just Diddy, but Diddy and Jay-Z are monsters. And the victim-making machine kept going on.
Jay-Z has been notable by his silence since these charges were brought against Diddy. Why do you think that is?
Because that's what he does. He starts little fires everywhere, forces everyone involved to go and carry water while he sneaks away without a response. That changes now, Sean. You must respond. You have no choice. Harvey Weinstein, Jeffrey Epstein, Robert Kelly, Sean Combs have one person in common, professionally and privately. Sean Carter. This has been a fist of tyranny that has been punching through our culture and our society for decades. It must stop.
There's been obviously a lot of
cruelty-free artistry.
Right, there's been a lot of rumor mill about what has happened in the rap world. A lot of allegations that the misogyny in the lyrics clearly was based on a general misogyny towards women away from the music, and that clearly seems to have been borne out by these charges against Diddy, which if he's found guilty of all this, he's never coming out of prison. How dangerous do you think?
Thank God.
How dangerous do you think he is as a person?
I think he's one of the most dangerous people I've ever met. A lot of people have been questioning, well, she doesn't really know him. She has no knowledge of him. She doesn't have a picture with him. I'm smarter than Claudia Jordan. I would never take a picture with the devil. Everyone knew he was the devil. He's been the devil for 30 years. He's been covered and protected by not only Clive Davis, but Lucian Grange. He was selected to be the demon that he is, to keep the culture in line so the industry could continue to it for all of its precious jewels. We have too many lost. The list of lost is ridiculous, and everyone knows Diddy was selected for this job.
If Jay-Z ends up becoming the next suspect, you know, of the downfall of the black billionaires, are y'all gonna bully Beyonce just as much as y'all bully Nicki Minaj about who she chooses to be with? Because, you know, a lot of y'all have returned y'all Barb card off the strength that Nicki Minaj is married to a offender or, you know, a felon or whatever the case may be. Are y'all gonna keep that same energy with Beyonce when all of their dirty laundry, if their dirty laundry starts to come out. Because just as much, and then I'll even switch it over, just as much as y'all are dragging Carisha and how she knew about this stuff, and there's no way you just, you know, were avoiding 1,000 bottles of baby oil. There's no way that Beyonce knew this man since she was 19, been with this man since she was 19, and doesn't know about the things that he's been doing. Are y'all gonna believe her too? Or like, is Beyonce above that? Is she like, you know, pure and heavenly and like nobody better not come for Beyonce? Or are y'all gonna do her like y'all do Nicki? I just want to know.
I need somebody to tell me what's going on, because apparently these two are AWOL. Missing in action. Ain't nobody seen or heard a peep from them. The music industry is on the verge of putting out a missing person report for Beyonce page 6 hears. With her once blazing country album, Cowboy Carter, already going the way of the tumbling tumbleweed, biz vets say the superstar has inexplicably gone AWOL. And insiders are muttering that it might be because she and husband Jay-Z are nervous about showing their faces during Diddy's vast abuse scandal, lest they draw attention to their longtime friendship with the disgraced hip-hop mogul. Adding fuel to the fire, the report highlighted the ongoing abuse scandal surrounding Combs. Multiple women have come forward with harrowing accounts of and physical assaults, casting a dark shadow over the hip-hop mogul's legacy. While there is no direct connection between Beyonce, Jay-Z, and the lawsuit against Combs, the insider hinted at a possible link. Now, I don't know about you guys, but on my old account, I covered them very, very frequently. And one thing I do know is Jay-Z and Diddy, they're like this. If anybody knows anything about Jay-Z, it's Diddy. If anybody knows anything about Diddy, it's Jay-Z. They're probably not even missing. They probably just off in the cut somewhere minding their business. But for an outlet like Page 6 to say, hey, where they at? We don't hear nothing about Cowboy Carter anymore. We don't hear anything about Jay-Z or Beyonce. What's going on? I had posted it on my old account by Sloan Bella, and she said that there's a political figure behind the reason Diddy is not locked up yet. All I'm gonna say is he used to be president and his last name starts with an
Adding to the controversy is Jay-Z's questionable relationship with the late Aaliyah. For years, fans have speculated about his secret ties to her, and now with these new revelations, many are wondering if he had any involvement in her tragic passing.
Yep, so what came out last night in the P. Diddy case is a lawyer from the Busby law firm has come forward stating that he received thousands of calls over the last 10 days, and they have verified 120 of the victims as legitimate victims, including 25 who were minors. So they have now filed a pending civil lawsuits for it, and he gave a little conference going over kind of like the gist of it. Here, this is a good like summation.
Sex trafficking lawyer Tony Busby made the revelation today.
The claims we intend to bring will include the following: violent assault or abuse, facilitated with a controlled substance, false imprisonment, compelling prostitution, misconduct, dissemination of video recordings, false imprisonment.
So he's going through like an entire like platinum trophy list worth of allegations and crimes that Diddy is accused of doing, with 120 new victims. So it's a lot, obviously. It's a huge chunk, which I don't think anyone's surprised by given the scope of Diddy and the Diddy parties and all of that. But now these are being filed. They're separate from the indictment, so this is different than what Diddy is currently in jail for. And he, the lawyer, is claiming that some of the names, like accomplices, people that engaged with it, people that knew about it and did nothing, are names that will shock people. Why did Nicolas Cage's son accusing him of hitting come up? Why, that's not what?
Investigators confirm and corroborate what we've been told are names that will shock you. These are individual cases. There are indeed other perpetrators involved. They will be revealed when that particular individual case is ready to be filed. They already know who they are. And I'm talking here about not just the cowardly but complicit bystanders. That is, those people that we know.
What is this countdown?
This behavior occur.
Really? That's fascinating. I hate using the internet without an ad block on. Jesus Christ. Okay. Anyway, though, he goes on to say that it's more than just like the people that engaged and people that were like complicit and everything, and they have like evidence to back it up, this and that. And I can tell you, Kevin Hart is sweating. He has been videoed at a Diddy party, and I bet right now he is panicking. That dude's gonna try and book like 1,000 rolls ASAP before it all comes crumbling down with Diddy here, I bet. But I was wondering, what names would really shock me? I just feel like everyone in Hollywood is just fundamentally evil, save for some rare exceptions. I don't think anyone that'll be named in this, if they're confirmed to be like a Diddy associate that like engaged with all of this degenerate, awful, illegal I don't think there's any names there that would surprise me. Like maybe Bill Nye would surprise me. Or like Humphrey Bogart, because he's dead. Like that would be crazy if Humphrey Bogart is in the middle of all this. But aside from that, like, I don't know who else would really surprise me. Maybe like Wumpus from Discord would be another one that'd be pretty shocking. Keanu. Oh, Keanu Reeves would be a very shocking one. But I'm so confident he wouldn't be involved here that it's not even a thought that crosses my mind. Like, he doesn't engage with any Hollywood zombies or anything, really. Brendan Fraser. That's another person, though, that also just doesn't really engage with a lot of people in Hollywood. He was even ostracized from Hollywood for a little while. So I just don't think he'd be involved in it either. But those would be shocking. You were right, yeah. Those were so shocking, my voice just cracked. Who would be your number one pick? Like, who do I think is for sure going to be involved in all of this? If they ever release the Diddy list? I think, obvious one, Kevin Hart. He's already been on video at a Diddy party. I think, for sure.
Abuse of minors.
Busby says the victims include both men and women, and he says some of them were minors.
Our youngest victim at the time of the occurrence was 9 years old. We have an individual who was 14 years old.
Jesus
We have
Christ.
one who was 15. 25 of the 120 individuals who are plaintiffs in these cases were minors at the time of the acts complained of.
And he says there's evidence to prove it.
You should know that more than 55% of the victims filed reports, reported this conduct to either the authorities, that is the police, or to hospitals.
Amid all the chaos, a big theory is emerging. Did Jay-Z set up Diddy's arrest to shift the focus away from himself? Some believe Jay-Z may have been working in the background, betraying his longtime friend to safeguard his own reputation.
Jay-Z and I are very good friends, and we've hung out a lot, and that happens in the business a lot. If you have friends in the industry and people see you together, they assume that, you know, you're dating or you're with that person. And that's not the case with Jay and I. Now, as far as my personal life is concerned, I don't really discuss it, and the reason I don't is because when you become a public figure, your life really belongs to people. It belongs to the public, and that's fine. That comes with the territory, but there's some things you have to hold on and keep for yourself, and that part of my life is definitely for me, so I don't discuss my relationship status.
What's up, what's up? This is Beyonce on the red carpet with one of the hottest female artists out here, Miss Aaliyah. How you doing, girl?
It's so good to see you again.
You too. She's just looking fabulous. What are you wearing tonight?
I'm wearing Gucci shoes, Gucci. Got a little Indian jewelry working.
Oh, that is hot.
Thank
All right.
you.
Now, you've been working it with these movies. Were you nervous?
Very nervous, but I'm real happy. It's something I've wanted for a long time, so to finally make that transition, it's great.
You're doing another movie this summer, right?
Hopefully things work out. Everything will be rolling.
That's great. What are you looking forward to seeing?
Tonight?
Tonight, yes.
I want to see D'Angelo perform.
Girl, I'm with you because you know he's fine.
He's fine. He's hot.
All right, back to you, Cisco.
Hollywood lost a rising star with the death of 22-year-old R&B star Aaliyah.
Tell me about that day. Where were you?
I was getting my hair cut, and I was waiting for her. She was trying to get back really quickly because we were trying to see each other.
A small twin-engine Cessna erupted into a fiery nosedive just minutes after leaving the Bahamas, where Aaliyah was shooting an upcoming music video.
Mother called, and she said she had a Fatima had called and said that there was a plane crash and Aaliyah was in it, and once I heard it, I knew it was true.
My cousins and I all heard it, and there was like 10 of us. We were just all crying down the line. And then I saw my dad, he was just devastated. I actually never saw him that low. I feel like Emotionally, he had hit rock bottom. It was probably like one of the worst days we ever had.
You also said that her death, it changed you, turned you into a monster.
Yeah, it made me feel this. Because I know what real pain feels like and I've dealt with it. Can't be nothing worse than that.
We actually have video at her funeral where you're very emotional. Remember that day?
I don't revisit it often because it hurts. But a lot was going on in that moment. I mean, I still had to get myself together and fight because there were things that were going on.
Dame barely had time to grieve when just 5 months after Aaliyah's death, Jay-Z did the unthinkable.
Just the idea of having a whole album with myself and R. Kelly was just an amazing prospect. Best of Both Worlds tours come to a city near you.
Best of Both Worlds t-shirts, draws, condoms, everything.
How do you deal with that when someone you respect does that you don't with at all? You gotta remember, once I knew Aaliyah, I knew everything. So yeah, if me and you cool, and you know that I got a girl that your man, and I tell you, and you like, you gonna still work with him, what you gonna feel? So what you think I felt?
Even as new allegations came out, Jay looked the other way.
Kelly is accused of videotaping himself having with an underage girl. Prosecutors maintain the girl in the video was as young as 13 when it was made.
I mean, I wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know that. Like, I know I ain't have nothing to do with that.
That's crazy
Your
to me.
partner. Your
No, it's
partner.
not.
Yo, he's not my partner. Look how my partner played me. You calling him my partner? Publicly, that man did a record with that my girl and then went on a tour with him. But I had to look the other way. And because my girl said leave it alone, I left it alone.
You left it alone.
Dame couldn't break his promise to Aaliyah, but his anger was spiraling out of control.
Rumors of a growing rift between Jay-Z and Dame Dash. The Rockefeller CEO was caught crashing a marketing meeting at parent company Def Jam, accusing executives of trying to cut him out.
This is treacherous. I'm telling you, I'm sick of this. I seen all of y'all yesterday. Why nobody told me about a marketing plan about Jay-Z? How do y'all call a meeting about Jay-Z without Rockefeller? There ain't even nobody from Rockefeller in here.
No, we're gonna reschedule.
What the you mean you're gonna reschedule?
We're reschedule, man.
What you mean you're gonna reschedule? You get the out. You're not a leader. You don't know about my culture. You don't know about Jay.
Free, who is a victim of Sean Carter.
Yeah.
Mary J. Blige, who is a victim of Sean Combs, are sitting there talking about the death of Aaliyah amongst each other. Think about that. You got a Diddy victim, you got a Jay-Z victim, and you got a superstar gone. They know what happened. And yet, they had to sit there and have that conversation like they didn't know who did it. Think of the power of that moment. Think about Claudia Jordan right now. Claudia Jordan don't ever mention my mother. She mentioned it yesterday. Talking about why people are afraid to come forward. You mean like you? You was Diddy girl. Corey was Jay-Z girl. Why don't you claim your friend? Claudia.
So, Jack, when you say...
When I say Corey, I'm talking about Kathy White.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was about to ask.
Jay-Z's pregnant mistress, who died of an imaginary aneurysm, just like the woman who was best friends with Kim and Kimura, who wrote the book Bling and died as soon as it made the bestsellers list. Who the was these people supposed to go to? You can't go to the boss because the boss is you. And the boss's boss don't get no. Can't go to the authorities. They're all bought and paid for. You could try to get a special prosecutor, but they'll just pay somebody to reassign him to another case. Where the fuck you go when you get over by the industry? Nowhere. That's where you go nowhere, which is where people like me step in. You right, I go to Diddy parties. to walk out. Cause ain't nobody stopping me when I come.
So let me ask you, because I look at Gabriel Union, and when you mention things like Jay-Z's time is coming for him, then I look at Beyonce. And I say that, women do have a
that country album, and any of you that buy that shit stupid as shit.
You don't give it no
trap
credit.
music with goddamn a holster and a hat.
But she remade Jolene.
That bitch. I'm gonna tell you the song she should have remade. It's a hit. It would have done great for her. She should have tried it on. Tammy Wynette. Classic. Stand by your man. Don't act like you don't know that hell. Remake that. Stand by that. That's a real country hit. Jolene, nice. But it has a ring to it. Stand by your man. Yeah. Whoops. And disrespects you with other like Kathy Coriana White.
All right, well, let's do it like
who was
this.
actually carrying his baby while you was faking it. Why your husband don't want to put his seed inside of you and put it in everybody else? Wild in this world, yo.
It's funny, you open up Beyonce's internet, it just gets weird.
Beyonce's internet.
That's what we're calling
That
it.
belongs to the devil. Unless you calling that the devil, she ain't nothing but an employee.
Oh.
And half of which dumbass bitch.
So, it's funny that it's crazy you say these
Why
things.
don't nobody want to accept that bitch bitch?
I think
She went and killed the girl Cats.
Okay.
A girl went to court and charged her with extreme witchcraft. She was hypnotized. She was drugged. Beyonce came and she was in there eating on her and shit while she was asleep. No snacking on his bitch. Killing people cats. And guess what? They wouldn't give her a restraining order. They just told her to stay away from Beyonce and work for somebody else. Guess what? She's having a hard time finding work.
So do you think Jay-Z could be the next one to face the heat? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the subscribe button to stay updated on our latest content.